Jimmy, 3-1 victory here over Weston-super-Mare. What are your thoughts on the game?
I thought we started quite tentative, really, and just didn't seem to get much going early on. But credit to them for that. They're very well organised, showed a lot of discipline, very hard to break down, and we couldn't get anything going. We couldn't get any sort of passages of play and really good actions going to then get them to drop off us or give us a bit of time, because I think when you do have some real good attacks and teams are a little bit more wary, and we never did that, so they were on us and aggressive. Scored the goal, which for me is just a catalogue of errors, just too many errors. We say that when someone makes a mistake, one mistake doesn't become two, become three, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, the first goal was a catalogue of errors, really, and it's disappointing because we work hard at that. Like, one mistake doesn't become two, become three. So I expected us to do better and snuff that out when the misplaced pass happened, but they didn't. And fair play to them. They got a good record scoring goals. So yeah, you give them a sniff and they took it. But then actually from that on, maybe settled us down a little bit, and we then started to play. Thought we created some good chances. Ash took his goal well, and then you go in at half time with real belief. And then I thought second half, we were excellent in how we went about things. Didn't change things. I just got people to just move into different areas. We weren't exploiting certain areas on the pitch, which once we did, I thought we were very, very good and well worth it.
Talking about Ash Clark, obviously took both of his goals well, won the penalty, which led to us going in front and led to the second yellow card for their central defender, which kind of gave us the advantage in terms of players on the field as well. The last few games, it feels like he's really kind of ramping up and hitting more of his best form. What do you put that down to?
Just picking things up. He's really conscientious, comes in, works extremely hard. The most impressive thing, he scored 4 in 3, I think, for us, which is fantastic. But the most impressive thing is his work ethic. You could say, you get a kid in from a Premier League club, a young pro in from a Premier League club, and he might, show a bit of sort of arrogance and not willing to do that kind of stuff. But credit to the guys at Bournemouth, the education he's had there, and he comes here and he does himself very, very proud. He's learning, and this is hard. This is physical. It's hard, and I think it's great for their development as young players, young pros, to come and experience this men's football, good football. There's a lot of ex-pros on the pitch, so he's picking all of those things up. So credit to him that he's hungry, he's like a sponge, he's picking it up, he's doing the work. His work ethic is outstanding, and he causes problems because he's got unbelievable feet and he's quick. And you can't, sometimes you can't defend against those things. And then when he gets there, other than the other night against Froome, when he gets there, he normally finishes. He's a very good finisher. So I'm chuffed for Ash, and I'm proud that we're being a part of his development, and long may it continue.
Quite a tricky game in terms of the conditions. Very windy out there, and it's one of those things where people always say, "Oh, it's windy. Keep the ball on the deck." Obviously, that's sometimes easier said than done. How did you tackle the elements today?
I don't think we did first 20 minutes or first half hour, really. I don't think we did. Everything that we kind of went forward, tried to put behind them, just went off the pitch and out, and we didn't really adjust to that. Our free kicks and corners first half, with the wind, were poor. Take a bit off it. So yeah, it didn't help us in any way, having the wind behind us. In fact, the opposite. Because it was so strong that anything you caught clean just flew. And then second half we did just that, kept it on the floor, passed it around. And then when we did go extra long to give yourself a chance. So you've got to play to those conditions. You've got to play to all the conditions that you're faced with, the opposition, the referee, the weather, and bring them to your advantage. And I think we did that today quite well.
With kind of building up a head of steam now, how important is it to be able to string really good positive results together?
It just helps with belief, but I don't think we've ever really lacked that. the way the lads listen and work at training to the information that we're giving them and how we think we can win. They've always been, fantastic at doing that, taking the information on board, trying to put it into practice. And I just think it adds to belief. But like I said, they've never been short of belief. They're a good group. We're playing some good football. And we're good here. We're good here. I think we've lost once here this season, but before that we hadn't lost here in a long time. So, and we've played big games here, so that kind of bodes well for next week as well, which will be a great game.
I mean, talks about playing with confidence and belief. Weston-super-Mare had the best defence in the division coming into this game, conceded 2 across their last 8 league fixtures. So to put 3 past them, I guess, is kind of really evidence that you're doing something right. Yeah.
I obviously knew that. I knew they had the best defensive record, and for us to score goals here today, we'd had to work really, really hard and execute. We did. Like you say, Ash's 2 finishes were outstanding, unstoppable, and then the penalty, Rendell does what he does.
Does what he does indeed. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks, mate.